Hello everyone, welcome to Esports Go. I'm Justin Gillerman.
And I'm Matt Brown. A wild Thursday in the Overwatch League. Let's start with your match of the day. The Houston Outlaws and the LA Gladiators on Thursday. Justin, before we started Stage 2, if I told you the Gladiators would beat the Outlaws, would you believe me?
No.
4 maps is not enough to decide a winner between these two teams. We need a 5th map tiebreaker on Ilios to decide it all. The Outlaws take the point first, but it's short-lived. Hydration goes for the Dragon Blade, and he instantly taken out, and it creates enough room for the Gladiators to take the point. The Outlaws fight for it back, but the Gladiators jump on Jake, which forces the rest of the Outlaws to retreat. The Outlaws start to push into the point again, but Jake is completely taken out of the fight before it starts by the combined might of the whole Gladiators team. Hydration sits and waits on the ledge. For what though? The unsuspecting Jake is what? I'm starting to sense a theme here. The Gladiators completely shut down Jake so that every fight is a 5v6. The Outlaws make one last valiant attempt on the point, but Fisher bears the way. The Gladiators take a smooth round 1. Round 2 is made for Linkser and his Widowmaker, but the dive from Fisher, and wait, is that Shaz on Tracer? And Big Goose on Sombra? And the 2 support players for the Gladiators playing offensive heroes for round 2 while Hydration plays the lone Lucio support. Back to the highlight though, Fisher creates so much room for his team with his dives. He locks Cool Matt in a corner and chases away Muma to secure the point for the Gladiators. It's coming down to the wire. Shaz lands a post bomb on Cool Matt, but he is punched by a raging Winston. Muma turns on the point and pushes out the rest of the Gladiators to claim it for the Outlaws. It comes down to a 99-99 fight on the point. Linkser claims 2 lives with the Dragon Blade, but the rest of the Gladiators are able to clear out the Outlaws. Muma, Boink, and Cool Matt try to stall it out for the rest of their reinforcements to arrive, but it's not enough. The Gladiators take out the stragglers and take the map 5 win. Final score of the match, Gladiators 3, Outlaws 2. All right, so the Houston Outlaws were a top 3 team in Stage 1, but they have since struggled with the Stage 2 meta changes. The LA Gladiators came in hot off their Week 3 victories over the LA Valiant and the London Spitfire, and then this match happens, and I think it has erased all doubts about both teams in this stage. Now, Houston absolutely needs better Tracer play, and LA has now emerged as a top 3
Agreed,
team
definitely.
in the stage. By the way, don't forget, Justin, about that crazy composition LA pulled out to end the match. Hydration, normally a DPS player, played as Lucio, and the great support duo of Big Goose and Shaz played as Sombra and Tracer respectively.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to work out, and it's like right now almost as if these two teams in Stage 2 have reversed course. We're seeing the better meta play coming from the Gladiators, and I think they're a team that's more sound of playing this current style here in Stage 2. I think the big thing for the Outlaws is they aren't getting those consistent performances from secondary players like Linkser and Raucus, while Jake isn't performing his best either. Either way, the Gladiators come out of this game looking like a real force here in the Overwatch League. Now, it isn't a huge rivalry, but there are still some bragging rights that went down in our next game. East Coast versus West Coast. It was the Florida Mayhem versus the LA Valiant. Let's see who came out on top. The Mayhem shocked the world when they were ahead in maps going into map 4. One more win and the Mayhem are on their first winning streak of Season 1. The Valiant need to win map 4 to bring the game to a 5th tiebreaker map. The Mayhem are on attack first with a double sniper. Tvik gets the pickoffs. The Mayhem need to force the Valiant back for a smooth point A capture. Kriv of the Valiant is having a bad day. First he was countered by Tvik, and on the second section of the map it's all about logics. He gets 2 key pickoffs to force the Valiant back again. The Valiant snap out of it in the last part of the map. Soon gives the Mayhem the business as Tracer, killing of the Zenyatta and a pulse bomb on the Winston to stop the payload. The Mayhem get one last attack in, but only the tanks remain on the point. They are forced to retreat. There is no time left on the clock though for a second attack. The Mayhem are stopped just short of the last checkpoint. The Mayhem's defense is stellar on the Valiant's attack, especially between the first and second point. Tvik is on Sombra hacking away while the rest of the team gets key picks to force the Valiant to regroup. Soon gets the Valiant moving again though with a pulse bomb on the Winston. Without their monkey, the rest of the Mayhem are taken out. We're in overtime now. Tvik gets his Dragon Blade out and takes out the Valiant's backline. It looks like it'll be over for the Valiant, but fate and Soon keep overtime ticking long enough for reinforcements to arrive. They push the payload a little further, but they are still stopped just short. The Mayhem win map 4 and the match. Final score, Mayhem 3, Valiant 1. So this one definitely did not end the way I expected it to. Unfortunately for our colleague J2, the Valiant played so bad. Like you said yesterday, Matt, the Mayhem, they dove right on soon, and nobody else from LA had an answer. Good for the Mayhem, though. 3rd win of the season, and they looked as good as they've done all season.
Yeah.
Big ups to them.
So, if I told you before the start of Stage 2 that the Mayhem would get 2 wins in a schedule that didn't include the Shanghai Dragons, Justin, would you have believed me?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, so that's why this league can be so good. March Madness has entered the Overwatch League, and I love it. Also, Florida used their 7th man, Zappis.
Welcome.
He got some time on the 3rd map, Hollywood, and well, that was the lone map that they lost. So, they don't need him? No, of course they need him. And he actually gave Logic's a rest during that map, which may have been very, very valuable for them to close it out. All right, let's move on to the Shanghai Dragons taking on the New York Excelsior. David, Goliath, roar! The Dragons are on the attack first on Hanamura. They are holding on to the point well, but as soon as Libero Dragon Blade, the entire team scatters off the point. They brought it all the way to 91%, but since they all retreated, they lost most of their percentage. The XL's defense is rough for the Dragons. Sebaiobi is making life difficult for the Dragons' back line. He is all over them and preventing them from doing too much to help their team. The Dragons make one last attempt for the first point, but MG is stopped by Mono from making it onto the point. He gets out the self-destruct, but in the completely wrong place with no one on the point to push the round into overtime. It just ends. Now it's time for the XL's attack. It will only take one push to pull it off. Mono, Meko, and Sabe come at it from the back to take out the back line and push out the tanks. The rest of the team starts to capture the point. If you blinked, you would have missed it. The XL take the point and the map 1 victory. They will go on to win the next 3 maps, securing the 4-0 sweep over the Dragons. All right, 2 teams on the opposite ends of the leaderboard. As crazy as the day became, it wasn't enough to make the upset of the year happen, but this match didn't really pose a negative for either side. These teams are just on different paths. We'll see what happens when they meet down the road.
Yeah, there was never doubt with this one. This was arguably one of the best weeks that the XL could have had. Huge win against one of the top teams in the league, and then a 4-0 pretty much guaranteed win where they were able to work on a few things to add to their arsenal. So as I say, the rich got richer. We saw XL kind of do a little bit of everything in this game.
Yeah.
It worked out to their point. Now let's check out our heroes and zeros for yesterday's matches. My hero has to be Logic's of the Florida Mayhem. The man is really performing this week. His plays are leading the Florida Mayhem to victory, which is incredibly needed.
Now, my hero has to be the one, the only Big Goose of the LA Gladiators. Not only was his support play on Lucio amazing, but the plays he made on Sombra was some of the best we've seen in the league so far. And he finished the match on that character, the tiebreaker map, but he's also been the Sombra specialist on the 3rd map when it's King's Row. He will be a huge threat throughout the rest of the stage.
Yeah, that's a lot of Sombra play, and I love it. I love Sombra. But for my zero, Raucus reminds us to watch where we step, even if we are levitating spiritual guru robot. Watch your step.
All right, let's take a quick break. Stay right here with us. It's Esports Go.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us. Let's take a look at what is going on in the esports world. 2 nights ago, something big happened on Twitch. I don't know how many of you watched that mega Fortnite stream involving Ninja, rappers Drake and Travis Scott, as well as Pittsburgh Steelers receiver Juju Smith-Schuster, among others. But if you did, you liked it, like I did. But you were in luck. At E3 later this year, we'll be getting what Epic Games is calling Fortnite Party Royale. Essentially, it's going to be a major event that will feature pro Fortnite players teamed up with celebrities who also enjoy the popular game. The Fortnite Celebrity Pro-Am will take 50 pros and 50 celebrities and duo them up. There's no word yet to who might be involved, but Epic says they are hoping to nail down the teams in the coming weeks, as well as more information on the quote-unquote first season. E3 is slated to run from June 12th to 14th in Los Angeles, and it is a safe bet to see Ninja again, and who knows, we might even get to see Travis Scott and his Band-Aids as well. Either way, I know I am stoked. I might even try to finesse my way in there. You never know.
So Team Liquid revealed their Clash Royale squad yesterday. Their gamer tags, Ace, Azalus, and Surgical Goblin. Now, the most familiar of the three, Surgical Goblin, will come in as the battle-tested champion. He's won multiple majors and actually crossed paths with his new teammate Azalis as they've faced each other in many memorable finals. Ace is the youngest of the group. At only 16 years old, he's looking to carve his own path to royalty and believes Team Liquid is the perfect place for that. The trio will debut at the XSXSW Gaming Tournament in the Super Magical Cup this weekend. Wow, that's a mouthful. And they also look to join Supercell's organized league later this year.
Oh, Canada. Yes, for the first time in the history of the world, the big battle for the Aegis of Champions will be hosted by our friends north of the border. Yes, the International Dota 2 Champions will be held at Rogers Arena in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, from August 20th through August 26th. All the best teams in the Dota 2 world will be here, and you can get your tickets starting March 23rd. You can head to dota2.com for more information regarding the tournament.
Coming up after the break, we'll preview today's Overwatch League matches. Stay right there. You're watching The Go.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at today's Overwatch League matches. In our first matchup of the day, the Mayhem get another one of those LA teams, but this time it's the Gladiators who are coming off a win against the Houston Outlaws. I think the Gladiators are just playing too fast right now, and I think they get past the Mayhem with a little bit of ease.
Yeah, well, these teams are two teams on a roll and feeling good, and like you said, it'll be interesting to see how Florida handles the LA quick strikes, and either way, I want to see more Zappis. Yes, more Zappis. Next up, the London Spitfire and the San Francisco Shock. Dare I say, this is harder to predict than the records show, Justin.
Yeah, this is an interesting one to me right here. The Spitfire not playing their best Overwatch right now, and the Shock are known for surprising some teams. May we see a shocker here for an upset? See what I did there, Matt? A shocker?
Yeah, okay. I did see it. I don't know if I like it yet.
Okay, we'll move on. Now in our last matchup, it's not Celtics versus Lakers. It's still Boston versus LA. In this go-around, we have two teams that are desperately looking for wins. And to be quite honest, I have no idea how this one is going to turn out. Matt, please help me here.
Yeah, Soon needs some help. Someone else has to step up. I don't care who it is on that team, someone has to step up for Soon. Actually, for Boston, too, they have Dreamcasper, and Dreamcasper is one of those solo DPS players that can carry a team as well, but he needs help at that point as well. So it's kind of two teams that are figuring it out.
We need
he
some
needs a secondary play. All right, well, that does it for us today on The Go. If you've got the time, visit our website, challengemedia.tv, for all your gaming news.
Also, check us out and follow us on Facebook and Twitter as well. We'll be here all week with your news and highlights. Thanks for watching Esports Go. We'll see you next time.